there's a change in rate from previous year, but there's a portion of 20% that's the cost carried over to the employee. So when you're carrying it down to, row number 35, that would be your total for 12 months for each one of these plans as they are. Another big change was there was on line 29, we had a family plan. That employee has opted to go with the stipend this year. He'll be going on to his wife's plan, effective January 1st, so there's a big savings there, or decrease. And then that shifts the, stipend amount by another 5,000, it increases it by about $5,000. But then overall, with the new, this existing plan.
The stipend went up, but the cost went down.
Correct.
Because, okay.
Yeah.
So one is offsetting.
Right, and then, because the change in the plans with, no healthcare and then a reduction in the plan, we're looking at a total cost of $108,238, so even though there's a slight increase, because the plans are changing, there's a decrease overall to the budget for $15,310.
That's a decrease.
That's a decrease. So the budget for medical would be $108,238.
Okay. And that's if we stay with the current plan.
That's correct. Cause then you look at, again, the first 5 columns are town expenses, then the 6th column is a town expense for the stipend in lieu of, medical. And then the blue, which is, O and P, are employee portions, which are liability payable account that comes directly out of their, costs.
Yep.
And then, of course, we have the short-term, long-term disability, but that's aside from the medical, that's something based on
Right.
Now, the
salary.
town pays that for everybody, correct?
Correct,
They pay for both?
Oh.
Long-term and short-term, or just short-term?
both, the
Really?
short-term, long-term is a benefit that the town picks up for full-time employees. I think
I assume that I see short-term is all the same price, long-term, was it based on salary?
correct, yeah,
Usually.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
and that would be based on the current,
Mhm.
that sometimes fluctuates, but if I see it change like 10-20 cents, that's about the extent of it per salary.
So if I go back to column K, row 42, total medical and stipend, everything is 108,238.
Correct,
Now, that's not including, if we disconnect take the portion of the employees pay.
yeah, we don't have to budget the whole thing, we don't budget the employee's portion, which is $6,180. Our total expense will be the combined, but what the town's portion will be, and if you can see here, this total monthly bill,
Yeah.
that's where it includes, it includes the employee's portion and the
Okay.
short-term
So
disability.
grand total is 101.
Correct,
Fine, alright, that's what I thought, cause I didn't see it over here, so.
Yep.
Alright, I see, I follow how you're doing it, okay.
it's the only way I could keep it straight, because these are all, budgeted for different accounts.
Man. Good job, buddy.
And then if you move on to the second page, then it moves to a different, plan where the first page, has no deductible and the copay is $150. Then you're moving into the next plan, which is the AB 15.
So
Yeah.
where's the current plan on this page?
It's the left, the H.
This is it here, right?
H is always the same.
Okay, so that's current,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
So you can see the difference between passing on the cost or the deductible to the employee. The change of rate from previous year is there's not a big savings there for the town. Overall,
Well, what's the bottom line? It's 120.
106,
99.
Where am I?
Grand total was 99.
99, okay, got it.
and then with the same plan, it's 101, so there's a $2,000 difference.
Yeah, okay. Alright.
Staples driving me crazy.
I'm sorry.
That's all right, I'm trying to compare shoes.
And when you see a bigger savings is when you increase the deductible to 1,000, 3,000,
Yeah,
and that's when you see a substantial savings. And unfortunately, that expense gets passed on to the employee.
Alright, so we have what, 101, 562. 562.
What, do you have this calculator?
No, I just couldn't see, it was a glare on it, and I missed the number.
Okay,
$1,620 difference.
big.
No, from this one.
Yeah, from the,
from the current to the next
to
one?
the
Yeah.
last one, yeah, or the third one. Second
So,
one, third one.
$1,620.47.
So we calculate that last, second to the last, I see a value that's not calculated.
Oh, I saw that when I was flipping through the thing. You had a formula in there of
It's
some
pretty
sort. and
intense
it
when
was-
you're getting into
Oh, yeah.
revenue.
No, I know, yeah. Yeah, I saw it, I clicked on the cell and you had a formula going
Yeah,
on there,
yeah.
so something's not right.
Yeah, I'll have to fix it. But you have pretty much the idea, even if you look at column K
Yeah,
to H, you can see that,
it was significantly different in cost.
again, some of the changes are because they're change in plans. So you're seeing an automatic decrease from
Right.
last year's 2016 rate.
Well, I mean, if we went, you stay where we are, we're at 101, if we go to the next one down where we only save $1,600.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
And if we go to the one below that one, which is even more increases to everybody, you only save $13,000.
13,000?
Yeah, $13,076.21.
13K.
But that's not taking into account that 5,300 of that 13 is an expense to the employee already. If you look
No, I'm
at
looking at your.
column
yeah,
O, I
I'm-
understand, but this is just for the total monthly bill, which includes the employee's portion,
Hmm.
short-term,
Oh, this is per
long-term
month?
disability. That's what that's what I can
Oh,
anticipate,
so it's a monthly bill, sorry.
and that's what, you're
Not
really, I think the key number are the ones in pink or orange, whatever, in K and H. Those are your true medical and stipend that are an expense
Mhm.
under this health trust to the town.
I understand what you're saying. But when-
This is my checks and balance to be able to say, okay, I'm making sure I'm budgeting for the payable accounts, disability accounts, the dental accounts, and making sure that this ending monthly bill matches the bill that I'll receive from Health Trust.
I'm sorry, $156,900 if you do it bi-monthly. The difference on the monthly bill, that's per month.
What,
Year,
13K per month, is that what you're saying?
per month.
And what is that annual?
No.
156,914.
Which sheet are you looking at now?
The difference between, you know, if you go to the AB 1540 IPDD one,
Yep,
your monthly bill
yep,
is 88.4
yep,
versus your current plan, which is 101.
oh, yeah,
The
yep,
difference per month is $13,076.21. So you multiply that by 12, it comes out to 156.9
no,
difference.
that's not per month, this is a total for the year.
It says monthly.
I know
Monthly
that, but it stops at the 5,442, and then I see times 12,
Okay,
and then that's the
I was
total.
reading the.
So
You're
that
giving me a
is-
heart attack.
So this is a monthly
Like,
number, this is
yes.
101,
Yeah.
I mean, annual.
Annual,
And
yes,
then
Alright.
88 is an annual.
correct.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm looking at the top heading, it says
Yeah,
monthly
the
bill.
heading.
Well, I
Yeah.
had to adjust it a little bit because the one that's changing from a family to a two-person
All over, so.
is in V, column B, and then it has to get added back in to
Mhm.
have a true annual cost.
Gotcha.
This is complicated, cause last year I had to juggle two plans in my totals, and then try to keep the
Yep.
formula going so that it was
I understand.
somewhat clear.
That's
It's clear to me, but
clear as mud. Okay, so that is an annual number, okay.
that is an annual number.
Alright, I take, okay,
So it's,
because I was going, when you say monthly, and I see total monthly bill, and it's like, okay, then just multiply it by 12. I didn't see you did it there to sneak it in the ball.
you see the times 12 there,
I
huh?
wasn't looking at that, I was looking at
Okay.
the basic number. So, my apologies.
That's okay,
So 13 grand difference annually.
annually, yeah,
And what's the deductible for the employee?
1,000,
1,000
3,000.
and 3,000. And the one before that,
And-
we only saved $1,600 is 500,
So
1,500.
one K, 3K, 1K, 3K deductible. What's the deductible on our current plan?
None.
They don't have anything, right?
Yeah,
And if you go with this one where it's 5 and 15, you're only saving 1,620 bucks annually.
You know, I kinda want this one here.
Which one?
This one. The third sheet, the, AB 1540. Well, cause it's more in line with what I've got. Well, cause it's more in line with what I pay.
how much do you get made,
I was
make a
gonna
year?
say, you probably make more
No.
than you can place.
Is it less than me or more than me?
I don't know.
Well, I'm not a big fan of Misery Loves Company.
No, me
personally.
either.
So,
Just saying, I want this plan.
I wish we could give it to my friend, but, you know, just because everybody else is suffering, you know, should be asking the question is like, if this is what we're giving these people, then how do I get that? And, you know,
Exactly.
it's like you should be asking your employer, how do we
Yeah,
get that?
no, they do the annual takeaway, it's never they give me more.
Yeah. And hell, they're gonna be richer than rich because now the federal government's gonna spend more in defense.
Yeah, that ought to. Yeah,
And you get paid more in insurance,
right,
because they make more money.
exactly. It's never for my good, trust me.
You see how this is working?
It's never for my good, Brian, never.
No. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
Yeah. 13 grand's a lot of money though.
Hmm?
13's a lot of money.
13,000?
Mm.
In the grand scheme of things for us,
Yeah,
that's
I
not
know, small, I know.
I mean, if it was 130,000, then yeah, I think we should be talking. My personal opinion is,
Yeah, no, we'll blow
This is-
13 grand on something else.
yeah. Unfortunately, it's true.
A roof.
Well, how much we put in that damn
No, I
town
know,
hall,
I know.
just
I know.
engineering costs and whatnot,
Yeah,
I
no.
mean, that's more than 10, 13 grand.
I know, that's what I mean. We'll spend it somewhere else.
You been awfully quiet, my friend,
Yeah, I'm just looking at the numbers and just,
what's your thoughts?
well, in all honesty, for the change in the price,
Mm-hmm.
you may wanna stay with the first one. And I hate to even volunteer anything, but maybe we should get some numbers next year
Mm-hmm,
from different companies
mm-hmm,
so that we can see if we can maintain that,
mm-hmm.
or if we have to, you know, and you know the direction most public employees are getting deductibles now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking at the difference in the money for the short deductible, unless you jump up and you ask someone if they're gonna dig $3,000 out of their pocket before they even, and they still have to meet that yearly
Mm-hmm.
number besides that, altogether. So it could be a lot of money, I don't know, but for the little bit of money that you're talking about, you know, and this is one place I don't think maybe we should scrimp, and we should look around and just see if there's more competitive. You know, there's Harvard Pilgrim, there's a whole bunch out there. I guess the one, and I know some people don't like Anthem, and I've seen their numbers come with what they're offering retirees, and I gotta tell you that they're, I don't know what planet they're on, but they're not here on Earth with us,
Yeah.
so.
So, I have to say, I'm probably leaning on staying right where we're at this point in time, but
Only
I like
because of
the-
the difference.
yeah, it's so minimal. I think also education, I mean, if we're gonna look at maybe next year move into a different plan, or, you know, maybe introduce deductibles, use this year and use our health insurance folks to help educate the employees on how to they can shop around and make it worthwhile to them, because, I mean, I just don't wanna throw them into a pool and say, here, oh, by the way, cause they did that with us with the state, and I tell you, it sucks, cause we're just so big that, you know, it's, oh, by the way, you know, you're gonna get deductibles, and, you know, there's so many ins and outs, that it's just ridiculous that, you know, you need someone to navigate it, help you navigate that knows what's going on.
Well, I think, I just wanna speak on behalf of the employees, we are with the pool of 50 or under. I think overall, the fact that it shows we've only, of that 50 and under pool, she mentioned that there was an increase of 10.7 or something like that, but because we were in that category, our increase was only 5.3.
Right,
So that goes to show you that we're a small town, small staff, and whether we're healthy or not, I don't know if that's the answer, or if there's just a different, mindset with the smaller groups, small communities that have, you know, you don't get lost in the shuffle, you don't have people that just take advantage of the medical services, that a lot of people work hard here, and last year we took a little bit of a change in our plan with, that affected the prescriptions, and as I'm getting older, and now my family is in, has regular reoccurring prescriptions, I'm understanding that when you get older, there are certain things that they're gonna be precious to you in your coverage that are gonna affect you, and just to continue to go really drastic, it's gonna be a hard, swallow for a lot of the employees that work and, you know, do a lot of multiple functions in their current job right now for the town. But the board has the ultimate decision, and, we'll have to deal with it when it comes, but again, if we decide this is an area that we need to really look at in the future, then we need to start in June or July and start,
Probably even earlier.
earlier, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I also think a consultant would be a bad idea.
There's your 13 grand, my friend.
I know, that's what I'm thinking.
Consultant?
Yeah, cause we don't have the staff to go out and do it and
Yeah,
understand it clearly and
yeah,
make recommendations.
yeah.
It's all what we do.
No, the state, I know, we do that on the state side, we use consultants a lot.
Did they say, did Candace say that they offer different, don't they have like, the Blue Cross Blue Shield and then the Pilgrims and under the Health Trust umbrella, or no? Did I misunderstand that?
If they do, she didn't bring it
Yeah, I
to
don't know.
our
Right.
attention.
I don't think so.
Or maybe she was
didn't-
referring-
No, they had Anthem in here. Anthem
Yeah.
Blue Cross.
Well, that's what ours is right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, that's what we have.
No, that's what they have in here is Anthem.
Okay,
Yeah, it's all Anthem.
maybe we just talked about the different plans, different, that are companies that are out there.
Right, there's other plans out there, you know,
Okay.
and like I say, it takes a matter of trying to figure out what would work for us here, you know?
Yeah,
I think we ought to.
Even if it means getting some to come in and make a presentation,
yeah,
Absolutely.
you know, I mean, no, I'd hate to change the plan and have the employees uneducated as to ways they may be able to save, ways they may be able to address.
yeah,
We'll say a deductible if that occurred, you
Yeah.
know?
yeah,
But
Yeah.
looking at these numbers, unless you make a drastic cut, which isn't a hit, and I understand, in the private sector, some of us that have to go out, if we have to purchase insurance, it's expensive. But you are in a pool where they're trying to contain costs, and so your savings are pretty great here when you compare this to an individual on the outside that might say, well, and I'll use Tom, you know, you're gonna say, well, I don't have that kind of coverage, I got this one back here,
Yeah, I do.
you know? But they're buying for a limited number,
Right,
Health Trust is buying for all public employees.
yeah.
within a certain range, it's within the
Yeah,
state.
and my company is self-funded too on
Yeah,
the
that's
insurance.
self-insured.
Yeah,
So,
so
So that's why they're doing
that's
it.
why I get bagged. Yeah.
Maybe you guys ought to organize,
There you go. It's in New Hampshire.
just like the bus companies. So, hearing, I think we're,
so
consensus is to stay with what we have.
Yeah,
if I were to make a motion, I'd make a motion to stay with the current policy we have.
Mhm.
I'll second that.
Alright, any more discussion on the motion at hand?
No,
No.
Alright, all those in favor?
I,
I would agree.
And
I've seen other places right now that you can make the cuts and
we do
come
have
up
the,
with a difference, so.
we have to sign that agreement.
Let's get the paperwork organized here first.
Thank you, gentlemen.
no problem.
The taxpayers will thank us, but the
Well,
employees will thank us.
Well, I mean, that's all part and parcel of it, I mean, you guys work hard for us, we recognize that, I think. But, I don't know if we're gonna be able to stay with this for how much longer, so I think we need to do our due diligence, as Bob said.
Yep.
Start looking into it sooner than later and, you know, and help educating everybody.
Yep,
Yeah, and if we can find a citizen in town who's in that business and wants to help out, that'd be great.
Yes, it would. Probably do have someone in place.
Yeah, I'm sure we do.
Alright, this is all budget stuff, so I'm gonna put budget in budgets. There. Alright, now.
there is actually
I'll transfer
a
here.
signature page on that as well.
Yep. Okay. That being said, we've done this is. Oh, what? Medical rate, we've looked at, we've approved. Excuse me. This is medical coverage rates. Now, you don't need to sign this.
No.
It's got a tag on it, okay? Dental coverage is staying the same, correct?
Yep.
So, it's short-term disability, get that. Long-term disability,
Disability fee, disability.
billing services, here we go. SBC compliant health trust incorporated agrees to pay, prepare and provide members with summary benefits, blah, 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 blah. For the member duly authorized health trusting.
That's for our retirees, they will
It's
send them,
retirees.
they will bill them directly, it just
Yeah.
gives them the permission to,
Billing services, I can sign that one, right?
correct,
'Cause I know there's one here that we had you sign
have to
it
sign it.
for us, so
it's on the front.
we did this in the past, so.
Okay,
Because we're not always available, if we need something,
Right.
she's our go-to person. Today is the 17th, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
21 years at the state today for me.
Oh, good for you.
My anniversary.
I think that's it.
That's it, that's the
Yeah.
only one.
Yeah, and then,
You're the only
Primex,
signatures
Primex.
needed?
Oh, Primex is the one,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just your signature, right? Or
Just
anything
the-
else?
yeah, and then it's the, representative.
Well then.
Sally from Primex came in and she went over the website with me, cause they have some new changes. And then she also, asked that we sign a new, agreement, because, prior to, this calendar year, this coming calendar year, we'll be going on a
Oh,
billing
this- yeah,
period
sign
from
some
January
bonds.
to December, whereas the original one was,
Mhm.
signed to go from July 1st to June 30th. So this would
Mm.
just put us on a same
Yeah.
calendar year.
Well, yeah, because we came into them halfway through, because we were on, the other one was on a fiscal year of different.
Correct.
I don't know if you get to see this or not, it's basically the finance, it's for the difference between last year, or this year and next year's regarding, because based on payroll, insurance, and
Oh, yeah.
the workers' comp and all that good stuff. Cap period. Max max 100% increase over January.
Member contribution, I love that.
You
The
do, is this
contribution,
considered
like
the
a
mailbox?
donation?
I used
Yes.
to like the
Yes.
holiday
Okay.
credits, those were.
Yeah,
nice.
those are nice, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we haven't had any of those.
So I think that's the sheet I sign, and then you sign the back one, and vice
Yeah.
versa.
Yeah, this one you signed.
Yeah.
So, are we need motion for this?
No. We're already in an agreement with them.
Yep.
This puts us on a calendar
Yeah,
year
it's just
basis.
changing the
Okay.
schedule, right?
Yep.
Lean signs this one because the government is represented for us, we signed the resolution entered into Primex, so. Resolved, hereby accept the offer of New Hampshire Public Risk Management Exchange Primex to enter into its property liability contribution. Alright, I attest the foregoing is a true copy of the resolution of the governing board of the town of Dunbarton adopted on today's date, right?
17th, yeah.
17 November 2016. Title of the board, Selectman, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Alright, so then we just need your Jane Hancock on that one, and we can call that one good.
Okay. Thank you.
Alright, well, geez, keep the mailbox here, we have a copy of an email from Deb Foster to Lean regarding school board schedule. The school board will hold its public budget hearing on February 1st, at their regular board meeting, with a snow date of February 6th. We know the district meeting is 11th. So March 11th sometime in the afternoon, they do this time, so. I have a few additional items I wanna share with us, the school district wants to know if, they can use our scanner to digitize the school floor plans for construction plans. I assume that they're looking to make plans to expand the school, cause I know they talked about that last year,
Yep.
so I'm guessing that's what they're looking for. Everybody okay with them using it?
Yeah.
Actually, we do it for them, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't let them just handle it. I'm not
Yeah.
sure exactly what it is they wanna scan, but I will not have them interrupt us during the day. If they wanna do it, they're gonna come in at 4. I'll stay late to direct them or whatever, but the offices are too busy, the computer stations are too tied up for us to
That's your
have
call.
someone sit.
It's your office, it's your call, how you wanna do it then.
Yep.
But we're okay with letting them do it.
Yeah.
Using it. Alright, when the board of selectmen knows what their proposed budget is and the tax impact, you can let me know. We're formulating our budget and looking to create a 5-year plan and prioritizing, yeah, that was hard to get out. What is the needed most to fix on the building? We just wanna use our plans to consider what we might propose. And the school has some donated printers that can be available to the town if you want. For this contact, I don't know if we need them or not.
We get second hands a lot, and we inherit their problems, so I don't know that it's the wisest way to go.
I would tend to agree with you.
You know, I think it's different if you're taking it home to do things personal
Yeah.
at home that kind of, you know,
Well, number 2 kinda just has a concern for me. To me, I could be reading into it, but it sounds like they wanna know what our numbers are so they can make their budget accordingly, so they can help sell it better. So,
just thought it was interesting, you might find it.
so I think they, they stand alone on their budget, we stand alone on our budgets.
Oh, I didn't sign that.
So that was the gist of it.
Yep.
Alrighty. Then we also have, Health Trust Annual Meeting and Board of Directors. Election December 8th at 1:00. December 8th. That was Saturday, Sunday. 12:30 public hearing on proposed bylaw amendments, 1 PM annual meeting. So, anybody wants to go?
December, you said?
December 8th at 1:00.
It's a work day, it's a Thursday.
Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's gonna matter if we go or not go.
It's for the board of directors.
Yeah, it's board directors, so
Voting and whatnot.
FYI.
I don't have enough time.
And that's actually,
Monday.
most of that stuff's already written in stone, so.
Yeah,
So if you wanna go,
If you wanna go and occupy a seat, I guess that, I can say it that way, that's fine.
I know,
You wanna go-
what's on the menu?
yeah, well, it starts at 12:30, so you're not gonna get anything to eat. So you get a public hearing on proposed bylaw amendments, that's, I don't know if it's gonna really matter, they say. And you got 2016 in review, and how do we pay for care, that will get provider payment innovations. Affordable care update, well, you may wanna do that in March.
Yeah, cause it may be changing.
And then the board of director election, so, if you wanna go, you're welcome to it.
No,
No?
We'll see what happens on January 20th.
Yeah. Who knows? Alrighty. I got a note here. Oh, okay, this was sent to all of us here about special duty, outstanding invoice.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
You got outstanding vendor balance for Splendid Tree Service, they're working for Eversource. So, they're working for Eversource, who's actually paying the bill, Splendid or Eversource?
It's a very, very complicated, confusing company, because depending on the time of the year, we'll get notice from Eversource saying, please send the invoices through Asplin. And Asplin will direct the invoice to them, and then they'll change mid-year and say,
Keep doing
saying,
this.
send it directly to me. Of course, there's two sources, there's the tree service and then there's a highway, so there's two divisions of, Eversource.
Can we send an invoice to everybody, tree service?
Yeah, send it to them
All
all,
that,
maybe
then
some,
see who pays it?
yeah.
True, but then it's an added expense that's not necessary for us, because it's almost 48 cents each envelope.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you gained
but they get-
27 grand?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then again, maybe they'll double pay it and,
I think what I
And we can
think,
send
and maybe, I don't know, need to do this formally, but can we, on our invoices, say that, 30 days past due, 2%?
I think by law we
Penalty?
can. I think we
Yeah,
can by
so
law.
we talked about
Yeah.
that today,
So is that
right?
something I could do without any formal, just start effective, you know?
As much as I hate to say it, may wanna just check with the town council on the RSA and make sure we're okay with that.
Okay.
Because I think we can legally, but
Well,
I'm
how
not.
is it different than like when you're delinquent on a tax bill? You
Well, I
start
know
getting-
if we didn't pay our electric bill,
whacked.
we'd be in the dark.
Oh, yeah, you
This is
would.
the utility company saying they owe us $27,000,
Mhm.
it's not right.
No,
And here we are coming up to the end of the year, and we're trying to comply with our auditor's
Mhm.
request to get our invoices in, get our reconciling done,
Yeah.
get our revenue recorded, and we have all this outstanding,
When,
so.
speaking of that, when does the memo go out to remind everybody to kinda clean up all this stuff and get it into you for the year end?
It's already gone out.
Already gone out?
Yeah, Allison takes care of that one through accounts payable,
Mhm.
hopefully everyone's taking time off or leave. Or
And what's
vacation.
unfortunate with this is that the person has to get paid within the payroll period.
Yeah, so we're funding it.
Because,
Yep.
so we're paying this ahead of time.
Oh, yeah, they
And-
tried to throw that at us, they tried to say, oh, well, a lot of towns don't pay their officers until they just collect the money. I said, well, I don't
You
think
can't
that,
do that
the
legally.
No.
Department of Labor doesn't allow you to do that.
Yeah, they're just trying to pull your leg and.
Yeah, but, Joe Marie's been working really hard, but I think
I'd
if the
almost
board
put
doesn't, so I'll follow up with, you know, whether it's
Yeah,
legal or not for us to
I
put
think it's
that
gonna
note.
be legal, I'm not sure what the legal limits are though.
I do too, and I think that
I
you
mean-
should probably ask for more than 2%, you know?
Yeah.
Take whatever the legal limit max is.
Yeah, whatever
Oh,
the legal limit
okay,
max is,
alright.
yeah.
That's cool, I mean, because they're just dragging us along.
Works for me, because, you know, 2 postages,
Hey, we know where their trucks are parked, we could go down and walk around. Where's the
I
chief?
mean, if they wanna
We'll
keep
go and
it there
pound them.
for a while,
Huh?
it's not a problem, cause it's, at least you'll earn revenue.
We'll go and
Yeah.
pound
Not a
the,
lot,
we'll
but
go
it's
and pound the trucks.
more than you're gonna get from the bank.
Yeah, 27 grand, you know, by the time I pay it, you know, we might actually get a chunk of change out of it.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna pound them, cause that'd be stealing, 'cause we don't have a lien on the vehicles.
I know that when I pay my
We know,
electric
yeah.
bill, 2 days, I just finally signed up for auto debit.
Mhm.
But if I paid that bill 2 days later, I had a 1.5%, whatever it was
Oh,
on my
yeah.
late fee.
Yeah, I hope you
Yeah.
called them up and whined.
It's funny, the state does
Don't
not
pay
pay
it.
late fees or any type of anything of that nature,
Yeah, we neither.
well, as a state, except for telephone and electricity.
Really?
For For some reason, and the state's always net 30, so they're always behind, cause the electricity and phone always comes in like mid-month. So by the time they go through the whole process, they're always late, so there's always a late fee. And that's the only thing the state actually pays a late fee to, and don't ask me why, but by law, we're not supposed to. Go figure. But the utilities, they get it. I don't understand it myself.
Okay.
That's a lot of money in late fees that we pay because of the way
Well, I'll
it
bet.
sucks in that respect. Alright, moving on. That letter regarding, the situation on Kimball Pond rental, we have that here. It's all signed, and so we're all good to sign
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yep,
Alright, you're gonna be our witness, correct?
I have to hand deliver, the letter, cause he doesn't have, he's got an unlisted phone number, so
Oh, it's cool.
I finally got it off to him and.
Yeah, you listen.
And I'll leave it in the, basket for conservation and,
Mm-hmm.
The signing is for Kimball Pond,
yeah,
So I do that on the bottom.
rent,
rent.
rental.
Other way around,
Yeah, okay.
like that.
Here's a bit,
There we go.
Alright. We're good to go. It's in the mailbox, so. We do have this in our, I assume it's just for FYI? Or
Yeah,
were you gonna talk about something?
Well, as we're getting closer to the end of the year,
Mhm.
and we're looking for some funding to pay extra costs with the library. For on the last page, known total known balances, some that I feel confident that will remain. Deputy tax collector, advertising that, I don't foresee anything else coming up that will need,
I got a dumb question.
what,
We, the budget got changed for recreation.
yeah,
Did that $2,000 actually get added in this figure here?
I think so, yeah,
Okay. Yeah, it went for it went under excursions, right?
Yep. and right now they haven't spent any, so,
Yep, just asking,
um,
just curious.
so I just highlighted a few. Printing town offices at $1,500, we got the school to pick up their portion of the town report this year.
Where are we at, what page?
Page 2, the second page, top section, $15.69, that'll be there permanently. Appraisal services, we've already come into, or gone past the, point of new values pickups. Board of Assessors legal, the majority of that was,
Yeah, Susie.
Sanssouci, and if an attorney had to, which they do, they, represent us for the, utility abatements,
Yep.
and that comes out of there, but at this point, I don't know that we'll see it, because that's 132 of, the billing is split by 32 towns. It
Right,
doesn't impact us from the, attorney's side, but, Sanssouci's is a little bit more. And then we're looking at maybe about $3,000 remaining for Secretary of Planning and Zoning, and then go all the way to that page, probably looking about $2,500. So we've got about $28,000 there, not dipping or even looking at the departments with their balances, just to
right,
come up with something that I can feel confident about, whether we'll have the funds to pay for the finished work of what we're tied up with here at the library. I think we'll be
well,
okay.
it's already coming out of the government general building.
Correct, but I just,
Just wanna make sure.
we still have the $5,000 balance that's, outstanding for score construction. And then the warrant article was 61,000, the bid came in at 67.5, so we have to eat another 6,500. So, I just wanted to look at that a little bit closer, and I think we'll be okay. And as you can see, just from some of the one budget we've come across, he's got a little bit there in highway that'll be lapsing unless he has the contracts for some of those services that he'll be looking into.
Yep.
So,
That's good.
there's an agreement. And I just wanted to let the board know that I had requested the 3 days next week and 2 days following. I'm gonna withdraw the 20th and 29th, cause my daughter's coming home from Germany
Mhm.
at Christmas, so I'm gonna try to take a day here or there. Rather,
Awesome.
so I'll be here the full week after Thanksgiving.
All right.
We'll be happy to have you.
What I need to do,
No, I mean, that makes sense, I mean, you guys go,
Yeah.
spend some time with it,
Yeah.
absolutely.
yeah,
Alright.
that's everything I have.
Anything else, that's it for you,
Yeah, no.
Mr. Grolo?
No, I'm good.
I think I'm all set.
Alright, the thing I had on my list was, credit cards, it came up in a discussion last week. I just wanna throw it out there, with this day and age, do we wanna take I know we talked about it regarding the, you know, the website, the payment that way, but I mean, just in general, having a credit card machine here at all, for people come in paying permits, taxes, whatever the
It's
case may be.
funny, someone came in today and wanted to pay her taxes with a credit card.
Mhm. So I mean, you don't have an actual physical machine, you know, or even for potentially Linda, you know, nerd
Well, the
transactions.
there's a
What I
whole
do
process you gotta
have
go through.
is,
Yeah, no, I mean, is this something we wanna start, you know, talking about or investigating or, you know, looking into or not?
that would probably have to come from the treasurer and the tax collector, and she's already, I don't know if that's something that you've looked into it as well.
I don't know, I'd like to get all the stakeholders together, I'm just
Right.
throwing it out there as just
Right.
to start the conversation, I'm not saying we're gonna just tomorrow turn it on,
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah, it's not that easy.
Oh,
No.
we do have a square, and we have it set up
Mhm.
so it gets deposited into the town's accounts, because we utilize that for the 250th. There's a small fee, but what you had to use for this project was somebody's cell phone,
Mhm.
because we were off the premise, but if we have wireless and we're just using the phone,
Mhm.
I don't know how much of a cost it would be for the town to have a terminal to swipe, which is pretty much like a cell phone that has
Right.
tied to internet and
Mhm.
that type of thing. But I could ask Pam if you can look into it.
I mean, open that conversation for everybody, I mean, you know, weigh in, listen to their thoughts, cause I mean, what the hell, I forget what the hell I was doing, but.
Well, there are IT requirements too for that.
Yes,
And
and
I
security
forget,
and stuff.
I think Linda might have some background on it, I
I
don't
can
know what it was
just
called.
give you a
but-
little bit, if you like, just from the things I've heard tossed around from the town clerks. I don't know if this has
Mhm.
changed or not, but I recall hearing that people could only pay with a Visa card online. They couldn't pay with a Visa card at the counter. They could pay with any other credit card at the counter. Now, I may not be understanding that correctly, but there was an issue with certain cards being used on the spot as opposed to online. That was one thing. Another thing that some of the clerks had mentioned, unless this has changed, is that right now we're a two-check town, so when people, you know, when you pay for your registration, you pay the town fee and the state fee separately, and then I go to the bank and I make 2 separate deposits for each day we're open.
Mhm.
Is my understanding that if we take credit cards, that we have to become a one-check town, which means everything gets paid to the Dunbarton town clerk, which means that the bank deposit will have to be made every single day. So that's an added hour a day, and the money has to be transferred right after the deposit's made. So there has to be an electronic transfer made, and I don't know if the clerk does that, I think the treasurer might have to do that, I'd have to look into it.
Probably. Mhm.
So it's a great idea, and I know a lot of people want it, but I do hope that we do take the time to study the impact that it has
Well,
on
that's the whole
everybody.
idea, just throwing out
So-
there, you know, so we can get
Right.
everybody involved.
So I'm glad
But there are
I
IT
down when I did.
requirements too, as I recall on that too, cause you have to have a station that's, I
Mhm.
forget what the hell it's for, but it's like dedicated to that.
Another dedicated line probably
Yeah,
for
there's,
that.
there's a
Ah.
bit of an IT requirement there too.
And you'd also have to consider how it has to pay for itself, obviously.
Mhm.
I
Well,
don't know
it's
how
like,
you
it's
would
gonna
do the
probably
fees.
It'll start slow, I'm sure, because like anything, it's gonna be new, and but as people learn that we have that capability, if we do go that direction, I think more and more people would probably utilize it.
I tend to think the opposite, I tend to think that the second we say we take credit cards, that's all we're gonna, well, that's not all we're gonna say, but I think that the bulk of the business I do will be by credit card.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
yeah, I think so too,
it's a plastic world today.
yeah.
And with the amount of new people coming into town, they're very downtrodden when I say, sorry, cash for 2 checks.
Check, you mean paper? Are you serious?
I can't tell you how many times I have to write checks out for people. 'cause
Yeah,
Didn't we, well, no, we,
I like to make
didn't
money.
this board at one time
Yeah.
talk about credit cards and who assumes the cost?
And that's where,
That's what I was,
yeah,
Right.
online, there's a fee that's set up that they
Right.
automatically,
Yeah,
that
those
we
are
don't get
lines.
involved with,
Right,
right?
that's what I'm,
No,
that's
That's
what I'm
with the
going.
E-reg.
no, Lynn, that has nothing to do with credit cards. That's a convenience fee for registering
Yeah.
online,
Oh,
whether you use
okay.
a check or a credit card.
Oh,
That's a
oh,
whole separate
okay,
thing.
something different, okay.
Yeah.
It's a
it
whole
is.
separate thing.
yeah, so, yeah, and I don't remember all the particulars around it, but there was, yeah.
There was a
Some fees, like
percentage.
1% or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
or-
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
nothing's free.
No, it wasn't free.
Now, do you have the capacity to use debit cards?
Well, not right now, we don't do any of that in
Right.
town.
I was
Yeah.
just wondering, now
Yeah.
that's a direct correlation to their bank
Mhm.
account.
yeah,
And the worst case scenario is it bounces and they're still
Mhm.
assuming the same cost as a
Mm.
bounced check.
Actually, I know
Yeah.
credit cards are cheaper than on the
Right, the
financial
process, yeah.
institution.
I
Yeah.
think the
Then
sale
debits.
Yeah,
gets
they are.
rejected at the point of sale if there's not
Mhm.
enough
Yeah, if there's
funds,
not
so
enough
there's
in
no,
your,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they won't go through.
right.
So I'm just throwing out there as, something, maybe you just start thinking about maybe down the road, we might
I'll
be
see
able to.
Pam tomorrow and ask her
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, just as a thought,
But I remember that you have to have a policy in place, and I forget what it was called. I don't remember.
Mhm.
So there's a whole process to that,
Yeah.
going that way.
I'm
I
sure.
know, yeah, especially on off-site locations like the
Yeah.
transfer station.